You didn't
framing for
expect me to go so fast.
what's that?
You didn't expect me to go so
No,
fast.
I was impressed with the live interviews, and I just sometimes the link up goes really well, sometimes it doesn't go well. And then I've got I've got a baby monitor here on the side. Look at the
Okay.
baby just woke up, and my wife's in there changing the baby. Got a lot of stuff happening here.
Yeah, it's parents' life. It's
Yes,
okay.
yes, and to let everybody
Hey,
know, my kids were sick last week. They had terrible colds. They got me sick, so my apologies. I'll probably be might cough a couple times during the interview. That's unprofessional. I got a cough drop in my mouth. I'm doing my best to make it happen here. But anyway, Matteo, so happy to have you on here. You're coming from
honored.
the wonderful country of Italy, correct?
Yes, that's right. That's right. Northern of Italy.
Yeah, what's the name of the town or city?
Oh, Milan.
Oh, you're
Milan.
in Milan. Okay. I've been there
Yeah,
once
yeah.
in my life.
Oh, really? For a seminar, was it?
Yeah, years ago, a long, long time ago, and I was only there. I didn't get to enjoy the city, which is too bad. It was one of those crazy times where we literally flew from the United States to Italy, got there at like Friday midday, did the seminar on the weekend, flew out Monday morning,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
that was it. So I saw my hotel.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Did you have at least a nice view from your hotel room?
Yeah, exactly. I would be lying to you if I remembered anything about that trip. But anyway, I wanted to have you on here because you're one of the amazing members of the Linchpin community that blows my mind with your kindness and generosity. You've got enough stuff going on, and then totally out of the kindness of your heart, you reached out to me with a good friend who you can give credit to in a second. She said, "Hey, I'd love to start making an adaptive athlete and coaches video once a week just because I think it would be cool," which is so amazing. So, that's why you're here, why we're having this conversation. But, give people a little bit of backstory. Who are you? What are you about? Are you a trainer for a living? What do you do?
Yeah, okay. So, well, I'm Matteo. My name is Matteo, and I'm Italian, as you know it. And I consider myself still pretty young. I'm 32. I mean, I'm
You're
not the
absolutely
youngest.
young.
Thanks. Thanks for saying. Thanks for saying. Well, yes, I'm a full trainer job. I mean, I'm a CrossFit trainer, and I work for this all day long since 6 years.
Okay.
I work at the box called CrossFit Segrate, and it's pretty close to Milan. And I'm a CrossFit trainer level 3.
Oh,
That's it.
congratulations.
Thanks.
How was the level 3 test?
Well, the test is, well, I mean, I passed it the very first time I
Oh,
tried.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, it reminded me a lot of the college exams I used to take. It's a 4-hour exam, 150 questions, multiple choice. I mean, it took me 8 months to be ready for the exam. I
Okay.
had all the study materials, but I mean, when you study for that exam, you have to think that it's not all the study materials. Even if you don't know it, you are preparing for that exam the very first day you took your CrossFit Level 1.
Right, right. Yep. But it's a comprehensive, it's a big
Yeah,
test. So
yeah,
congratulations.
thanks. Thanks a lot.
And we have to say that you're doing beautifully what everybody that I talk to from Europe does, which is make Americans feel bad for only speaking one language.
Oh,
Just so impressed. We were chatting yesterday. You said you speak French as well?
yeah, yeah, I speak French. Yes, yes,
Or
as
just
well.
3 languages, or do you have four? I mean, what's happening?
Well, just three, just three. Yeah, I mean, when I was at college, I studied political science. I have a master degree in political science, and I also tried to learn Swahili, but the results were pretty bad.
Well,
So
again, you're
thank
amazing.
you.
Most Americans barely speak one language, so three. I think you're doing pretty well with three.
But it's all you need. It's all you need, actually. It's all you need.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Yes.
Or would be isolated, not be able to communicate with anybody, or maybe the rest of the world realized that we were just so stubborn that they're like, all right, fine, fine,
We
we'll
will do
spread English.
something for you.
So we can only see you from the head up, but you have this love and passion of adaptive athletes, but you are not an adaptive athlete
I'm
yourself,
not.
correct?
I'm not.
So what sparked your interest initially in providing something for adaptive athletes?
Well, actually, I decided to attend this course during the COVID period. So we had several time to stay home, and also I decided to take advantage of this period. So I always try every time to improve myself as a coach, as a trainer, to improve my skills and to have much more weapons, I mean,
Right.
for me, that can be used. Basically, I think that my goal, but realistically, the goal for every trainer or coach in the world should be to help people. So I said, well, if with this course I can help even more people, then I can make lives much better for all of them. And this is the very first thing that drove me to attend this course. And the other reason is, I think, pretty selfish. I remember when I was at the high school, the worst sensation ever was to feel unprepared for something.
Oh, sure.
Whether it was an exam or every other sort of situation. So I decided I don't care who crosses the door of the box where I work. I want to be prepared, at least for the very first time, at first impact. I want to be prepared to help him or her. Then, of course, I can deep down in the situation. I can learn more. I can study. I can also talk with people who know much more than me about special populations or special conditions. But at the very first time, I want to help them. So I think that these are the main two reasons that push me to attend this, I mean, great course, because it's great.
And do you have anyone who is an adaptive athlete currently that attends the gym where you're coaching every day?
Well, not currently, actually. I have another person that I train very often that can be considered adaptive. And well, this person is my mother. So,
Okay.
yeah, sounds crazy. But I mean, yeah, she is. It's my mother. And I also had in the past the privilege, the honor to train other people, adaptive. I had a person with an amputation in the lower body.
Okay.
Then maybe we can dive much more into the different categories, depends on
Sure.
you and if you want. And when I was younger, I had the privilege to train another young boy who had autism.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
And so you've definitely had some different experiences and different athletes cross your path. You attended this course, you improved your knowledge, you improved your skill set and confidence for if somebody walks into your gym. But then you decided to rope in a buddy of ours as well for this. Or how did Carl Stedman get looped into this?
Yes. I mean, we have this great mutual acquaintance by the name of Carl Stedman, and I mean, we text each other every day talking about the horrible workouts that someone provides us.
Right.
And you know, I was there. He attended the course, the adaptive course as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was there. I still remember I was sitting on the rower after the workout, and I was thinking, hey, we can kill multiple birds with just one stone. So I texted him by saying, hey, I attended this course, you did it as well. Why don't we try at least maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, to modify a linchpin workout? Maybe we can pretend that we have an impairment on our upper body part or lower body part, or maybe sometimes we can like pretend to be seated athletes.
Right.
And then we tell people how to modify this workout.
Right.
At the very beginning, the idea was just to post something on Instagram. But then he said, hey, let's, I mean, go big or go home. So let's text Pat, and then it's history.
Yeah, I was blown away. And so you guys have created a video, in case anyone's unfamiliar with it, on the CrossFit Linchpin YouTube channel. I'm not quite sure how many we have to date.
It's almost a year, actually. So
Oh, wow,
almost,
really?
yeah, almost 50 to 55, I think, was this
That's incredible.
period.
So every Wednesday, a new adaptive athlete video goes up there. And it's, like you said, it's based upon whatever the workout of that day in general happens to be. And so over the course of a year, there's been long workouts, short workouts, heavy days, barbell days, dumbbell days, I mean, you name it. And so if somebody went back and watched all those videos, they would get a really good baseline of knowledge of, in general, what makes sense, how to modify things, what's appropriate scaling. So you've kind of created a really significant library of information for people to go. So again, there's various, what are they called on YouTube? I'm blanking out, playlists on YouTube, and one of the playlists on the CrossFit Linchpin channel is adaptive athletes. And so you just click on that, and all of Matteo and Carl's content is there. And so I highly encourage everybody to do that. So let's say somebody's watching this and they're inspired. They're like, that makes sense. I want to improve my knowledge as a trainer, or maybe I know somebody that is an adaptive athlete, and I've been scared to kind of help them out with their fitness, and now maybe I can. Now, obviously, going to the course would be ideal. That would be probably your number one recommendation, is go to the course. But if we're just talking programming, scaling, modifications of workouts, when you see a workout of the day, and maybe we take something that's one of the most well-known CrossFit workouts in the world, Fran, right? Like everybody always mentions Fran, thrusters and pull-ups. If that's the workout of the day and how your brain works for adaptive athletes, how do you start to change, modify, and break that down for either an athlete that has something going on with the upper body or lower body? Kind of let us into your mind.
Okay, next question. Okay. Well, then, nice workout, by the way. So if we think about an athlete who has an impairment in the upper body, so let's pretend that this person has an amputation, okay, maybe at the elbow level.
Okay.
So the person only had a residual limb until the elbow. And we're thinking about Fran. Well, realistically, we have, of course, to modify the thrusters. And what I suggest, the first option would be one arm dumbbell thrusters.
Sure.
Here's how we can modify. Of course, we can preserve the squat, and then we can preserve the overhead press, and just one side, of course, the sound side.
Yeah.
Regarding the pull-ups, well, it also depends on the level, the skill of the person, the skill that the person has acquired. So it could be jumping pull-ups, 21, 15, 9, but could also be maybe one arm ring rows.
Yep.
And this is for the upper body athlete. If
right.
you think, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, no, you're good. I was going to say that makes perfect sense. I mean, you're not going to get shortchanged with one arm dumbbell thrust.
Not at all.
And as long as the apparatus is set up at the appropriate height and all that, I mean, one arm jumping pull-ups is going to be great. You can obviously angle your body on the ring row to make it appropriate that even with one arm that you would be able to pull yourself. I mean, so that makes perfect sense for sure. And so were you about to say now what happens if we have a lower body?
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's pretend again that this person has an amputation below the knee or even above the knee, okay? And we can still preserve the squat, so the whole thruster, and we can do a box thruster. So we will use a support, could be a box, it could be a bench behind the athlete. Okay. We will let the athlete sit on the box or on the bench, then standing and pressing. So we will have our thruster, but assisted.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, of course, we can adjust the height of the box based on the person. It depends on how the person feels, on how the person, and if the person feels comfortable or not. So this is the first thing. Regarding the pull-ups, well, if the person has the skills, why not going as prescribed?
Sure. Yep, that makes sense. And with the thruster to the box, I assume you could obviously modify the weight as well if something like that
Absolutely,
just made sense.
absolutely, absolutely. When scaling, I mean, the weight is the first thing. Of course, we have to modify. Then we can adjust other things like number of repetitions and other things. So absolutely.
And have you encountered any workouts? I mean, because now, like you said, you've been doing it for just about a year, so there's a lot of variance that you have seen. Have you encountered any workout that week popped up and you're like, nope, there's just not a way to make this happen for an adaptive athlete? Or is there generally always a way?
There's always a way.
Oh, that's
There's
cool.
always a way. Yeah, I mean, this is, let's say, a dogma every time. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to train, even if you're injured, there's always a way. If you want to train, but you are an active athlete, there's always a way. If I can do an example, let's pretend that our workout is a 5x5 of back squats.
Yep.
Okay. So we're thinking about an upper body athlete where it's pretty easy. The person can use the barbell. If it's not comfortable, the person can use a safety bar.
Yep.
Okay. For the lower body athlete, well, it goes the same as we said before. The person can use a box, a support behind. Okay. And let me mention for the upper body athlete, if the person doesn't want to use a barbell, well, they can use something like the limited equipment option.
Sure.
Okay,
Yep.
so, but if we think about a seated athlete, so this person is on a wheelchair. This person realistically below the hips has no function, has no control of the body. So how can this person adapt a 5x5 of back squat? And if we digress a little bit, we can think that the squat is the most functional movement ever.
Mm-hmm.
So we use the squat where we want to move basically from a position to another one, because we stand, we walk, and then we sit again on a chair or maybe
Right.
even on the toilet. So we can think, what does the seated athlete do when they have to move from one spot to the other? So let's pretend that this person is on the wheelchair and has to go on the bed. Well, the person does a dip. So when it comes to 5x5 or back squat, we can realistically modify the workout with a 5x5 of pressing. You choose the direction. Could be
Nice.
a shoulder press from a seated position, a bench press, or could also be like a shoulder party. I mean, 3 series, 5 reps of strict dips, 3 series, 3 reps of shoulder press, and then 3 heavy singles of bench press.
Very cool. You know,
there's always a way.
You know what I liked as well is maybe it was the most recent video you put out for the Linchpin community there, but there was I think it was the bike calories, the chest to bar pull-ups, and the clean and jerks. Excuse me. And you put out how to do that workout if you had a lower body impairment, seated on the ground or whatnot. And we actually had somebody, Crazy Ben up there in France.
Yes.
Who's a beast and very able-bodied for sure, do the clean and jerks from a seated position on the floor. I don't know if you want to say for the sake of variance, for the sake of appreciating what some of those athletes might have to go through. So it's really cool sometimes just to see able-bodied athletes do these modifications and probably get a really incredible appreciation for just how challenging it is for adaptive athletes, and then the fact that we shouldn't take it for granted if you are able-bodied, which you can do on a regular basis, which it probably is easy to lose sight of that every now and then.
Totally agree about that. I mean, yeah, I see that in the Facebook group. I saw a lot of appreciation for that technique. That technique is called the Wedge Technique. So because it's basically about the movement that you do with your elbow, like doing elbow sign outside,
Okay.
but elbows back, down, and then you press. And this is exactly what the French beast was doing.
100%.
Yes.
Well, let's say somebody wanted to learn more about training adaptive athletes, or maybe wanted to pick your brain about something, how can people learn more? How can they contact you? Well, what are some avenues for that?
Well, first of all, for my knowledge, I'm gonna give full credit to the ATA. So it is the Adaptive Training Academy. Simply by putting the name on Google, you will find all the details. Of course, there is this course that I attended that is self-paced. There are just online lessons pre-recorded, but there is also the cohort one. So it's basically joining Zoom lessons.
Okay.
But if people want to talk with me on Instagram, I am MATT_PIZZI, Matt_Pizzi. It's basically pizza with I, not A.
That's perfect. Well, Matteo, I'm so glad that we made this happen. You are one of the many examples of what fills me with pride about Linchpin. I really appreciate the generosity and the knowledge that you give out on a weekly basis. So all I can say is thank you, and I hope people take advantage of all that great YouTube content that you put out.
Thanks to you. Really appreciated your invitation. Honored.
Of course. So it's the evening out there in Italy, right? So carry on with your evening.
Thanks.
All right. See you soon. Bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye.